Financial disclaimer. The information provided in this stream is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional financial or investment advice. We are not licensed financial advisors, and the content presented here is based on our personal opinions and experiences. Investing in stocks and other financial instruments involves risk, including the potential loss of capital. Any investment decisions you make are solely your own responsibility, and you should conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment choices. The content we share on this stream may not be accurate, complete, or up to date. Market conditions and financial regulations can change rapidly, and we cannot guarantee the accuracy or reliability of the information presented. We do not endorse or promote any specific stocks, companies, or investment strategies. Any actions you take based on the content of this stream are at your own risk, and we will not be held liable for any losses or damages that may occur as a result. Always remember that past performance is not indicative of future results, and no investment is guaranteed to be profitable. Make informed decisions and consider your risk tolerance before investing any funds. By accessing and using this stream, you acknowledge and agree that we are not responsible for any investment decisions you make as a result of the content presented. You are encouraged to seek advice from qualified financial professionals for personalized guidance. Please invest responsibly, and only with money you can afford to lose.
Hey man, just found the next guaranteed multi-bagger.
Hey man, you found another one? What is it this time?
Come check this out.
Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Redneck Johnny here today. We have switched times this week for just for the week. So Ranger Dane will be on Thursday instead, and I will be today on Tuesday. I sent out a tweet, but I don't know if people saw it. But I hope I see we had some people watching now just a few moments ago. So I hope anyone who watches will tune in, and maybe you can use the chat so we can get our conversation going. I'm a little bit sick today, so my voice might disappear a little bit, but I will do my best to get through it. So there's a shorter week today because there was some. Was it like a President Day? I don't know which day it was for USA, but the market was closed yesterday, so there's a little bit of a shorter week this week, and I haven't had a chance to pay attention throughout the day, so I will go through it now on the stream and update myself also on things that happened today. I barely checked the daily movers just before the stream, so I pulled up some tickers already that I plan to go through. And one was also from the tracker, and one was from Burry's filing. And then if that doesn't take too long, I'm planning to go through more of the filings from some of the funds. Ranger Dane and I did so on Saturday, but we didn't really go in depth on it. So I was planning if I have time to maybe go through a little bit more today and just see where it goes. I see you, Max. Hey Max, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you back. We have missed you for the last couple of streams, so nice to see you are back here, Max. Feel free to send me some tickers today, because I don't know what has been moving, you know. So yeah, I'm here in the dashboard. By the way, I'm also planning to just comment a little bit on BNED and ALTO. There hasn't been too much development at all there. We're still waiting for the transcript. We can go to the website and see, so I can show you where you can find it, so more people can look for the transcripts. It just says coming soon, so we are just waiting for that still. It says coming soon. So Max, I'm so busy at the moment, I couldn't join streams and say, oh yeah. That's how it is. All good, all good. It's just nice when you are here, you know. We like to have people in the chat. But yeah, this is you know, Dane and I, we are also having extra, like, normal jobs beside this, so this is more like a passion, a hobby, and it takes a lot of time, and it's not we can't go through everything every day, so we that's also a purpose of the stream for us personally, that it forces us to sit down and go through things so we can stay updated on what's moving and not. So yeah, no worries, Max. But nice to see you back here. ALTO is doing good again. Yeah, not good for me because I have a higher average. But yeah, for sure. It has bounced up. If you bought that at 175, you're up already a little bit, you know. So it's not bad, and we are getting close to the quarterly filing. And I just hope for some solid news there. Not even solid, just some news that are substantial, that we can take that we can take as a proof that management actually knows what they are doing, because they showed us the opposite on Q3 a little bit at least. It wasn't all bad. I've said this all the time. There was some update on the carbon capture project on the Q3 report that I really liked, and maybe that was the only good thing from that. But yeah, I'm excited to hear more about that, because it's supposed to be ready in the summer. So or at least like the plan will be fully ready in the summer. So I'm eager to hear what they have to say about the carbon capture project. And if that's good news, plus that the results are somewhat good or okay, I think the stock price can go up. We saw how high it was before the Q3 report, and you know, that's why I'm in it. It has some potential, in my opinion. Yeah, that's going to be exciting to see. So Max is asking how many hours you research in ALTO. Oh, I couldn't tell you. It's been a lot. And by the way, Max, if you haven't, you probably have, but check out all Justin's work on ALTO. He's on the ball there, and his tweets and stuff like that now are gold, to keep updated on everything. And unfortunately, I don't know why, but he had some Q&A videos on his YouTube channel that he has deleted. At least that's what I think. I can't find them anymore. That I also watched, and they were really good, of course. But his articles are laying out everything you need to know, in my opinion, about ALTO. And then, of course, he was also tweeting about how he expected the results to be better in Q3, and like the rest of us, got a bit surprised when they didn't update the market on things that has happened. I'm not even sure what was going on. Maybe they are not allowed. Maybe the board blocked it. Something, I don't know. There are probably things that we will never find out that goes on behind closed doors. You know, that maybe there's a good reason they didn't do it, but either way, it was bad, and it has led the price to like dip down $2 multiple times. But like I've said before, Max, I took the opportunity to add below 2. Not this time, because the position is so heavy for me, so big, so I didn't add any more now. But if it was a small position, I would definitely add that 175, because that's cheap in my opinion. But how many hours, I don't know. I try to keep up every day a little bit, if there has happened something new. On the fundamental side, I haven't done much research on it for a while, like in depth, Max, because I'm pretty updated on like the near-term catalyst and what they have to say for the business. So I've already done the research on the fundamentals. And then it's more about the story, you know, and if management can unlock value. And by the way, there's also, it's not just Justin. You have Jeremy Raper, who has written an activist letter to management, and he did that in July or something, 23. And you can read his letter. I haven't heard about him since, so I don't know if he's still in it or what's going on there. He was a bit pissed like the rest after that Q3 thing, and I think he also tweeted a few things about them just after, but I haven't heard much from him, so I'm a bit interested to see if he's still in it or not. But he wanted to sell the entire company for around $6.50, which would be a good profit now. But I mean, Justin thinks a bit more long term, and he thinks the value can go up towards 20, and short term to 10, you know. And I mean, if it starts to move and things looks positive, we have seen it, you know, 5, 6, not too long ago, like years, but still not too long ago. So yeah, gonna be interesting. Justin's name on Twitter, I can check. It's Domo Capital, I think, which is his fund. This right here, Domo Capital Management. This is Justin Dupierala. So if you want some updates on ALTO, you should follow him on Twitter. He reposts this Karen Brown girl also, who has a good view of the, like, on the macro environment. And just also pay attention to his comments to other people talking about ethanol and you know, ALTO. And he's pretty positive, it seems like, for this quarterly report. So I wouldn't completely discount that we can get a nice surprise, but who knows? We just have to wait and see. They need to prove to us that they are on the right track again. And of course, there was a fire. They cannot they cannot do so much about a fire, you know. But they should have maybe updated us if they are allowed to. I don't know, but they didn't. Yeah, Max, no problem. And also, Max, if you go to Seeking Alpha, it's not only Justin. Kingdom also has been writing about Henrik Alex, a name to follow, Justin again, Kingdom here. Okay, it's a bit ago, but these articles are solid. And also, sometimes I like to read them, even though they are a bit old, to see if the analysts who wrote them were right or not, you know. No, and of course I know Kingdom and Justin and Henrik Alex and all them from before, and I followed them, so they have kind of proven to me that they know what they are doing. But if I see a new name, I can take the time to read the article to just see if they even if it's a bit old, to see if they are right or not. And if I see that name multiple times and I like the articles and they turn out to be right a lot of times, I add them to my list of people to follow, you know. That's also a big part of doing research, I think. Sometimes you can just lean on people that has a proven track record, and I mean, Justin and Kingdom and these people, they do have that. And if you go to Justin's website also, he show you his performance, and I know last year was not a good year for him, but look at the years before and just check. You won't get those returns if you don't know what you are doing, you know, and you're allowed to be a bit wrong in sometimes. So Jack, hey Jack, welcome to the stream. Hi guys, how did you get into stocks? What would you advise a complete beginner to do? So Jack, that's a good question, and I think it's different for anyone, but of course you're asking us. So I got into stocks a while ago actually, but not with this strategy that I'm doing now. That's not until recently for me. I think a lot of people has a similar strategy to what I used to do, and that's just to follow, like, read stuff on forums and maybe be persuaded by analysts and people on forums. And I made a little bit of money, I lost a little bit, and I just figured out after a couple of years doing investing like that in the long run this will not work, because it's not me. I'm not doing the work. I need to have a fundamental basis on to base my opinions and thesis on. So I wanted to learn more about this fundamental approach. And then almost a little bit about like a coincidence, the GME thing, GameStop happened. And I found Roaring Kitty on YouTube. I was a bit late. Dane was in the stream, so he can probably tell you how it was in the streams. But I was a bit late. I found him in January, and then of course everything happened with GameStop. But after that, I watched all his streams, and I took notes, and I tried to learn. I paused. I had to rewind it and check many things many times. And I took notes, and then after watching all the videos, I organized the notes, and I saw like what he focused most on, and then I had to read up on how what that means, and I educated myself simply through his videos, and then I started to build the sheets. And if you are new, Jack, to the stream, you will see the sheets in just a short moments here. I will move over to the sheets. But then I started to build it, and I tried to copy his Roaring Kitty's sheet the best as I could, and that also took another year or something. So that was frustrating work, because I had no idea what I was doing at all building that sheet. But then the people on the internet are very friendly. You can ask questions in different kind of forums. They have some help sites, Google Sheets. Amazing people are there helping you. I joined some Discord servers, and I watched the stream. I watched all the streams multiple times from Roaring Kitty, and with two things at mind, you know. One was to learn his style, and the other part was to know how to build the sheets. But in the end, and that's also how I met Dane. I had some questions on Reddit on some of the functions in the sheets, and I asked him, and he replied to me, and we started to speak, and then it has just led to this, which I'm very thankful for. And he also built the sheets. His sheets are, he's using Excel, I'm using Google Sheets, but his sheets are a bit more similar in how they look to Roaring Kitty. Mine is a bit different in terms of how it looks, but the numbers and what we look at is much the same, and we have the same numbers. Even though we have two different data providers, we have very similar numbers, and the sheets are all about catching the trends, you know. So that's how I've done it. That's my journey to today. There's a lot of work involved, and I think the best way to learn all this is to actually go through that process and build the sheets. And that's also what the stream are for. If you have some questions about the sheets, feel free to ask them here, and we will try to answer you. So I don't know if that was a long ass answer, Jack, but I hope you got something out of it. And of course, this is not good advertisement for the channel, but if you go and watch Roaring Kitty streams, he's way better than us, you know. So you can learn a lot from him, and I up until he starts to focus more on the GME stock, those streams are so good. I've watched them many times, and they are so good in terms of learning the style and also learning how to use the sheets. And he also has some intro videos on how the sheets work, and also how he has set up his Google Chrome with shortcuts and stuff like that. So I've done the same, and yeah, I suggest you go to Roaring Kitty and start to watch his streams as well. And of course, tune in to us, and we will try to help you as much as we can. So Value Hunter Investing, welcome to the stream. Any deep value space stocks you're following closely? LLAP, LUNR, etc. Opinions? Yes, there's a lot of things I follow closely. I have a tracker sheet. I will show you it straight away. This is just like a button that I have created that I can submit the tickers, and it sends it to this sheet. I saw today actually there's something wrong. By the way, Google Sheets there's something going on today because it's incredibly slow. So be patient, and these two columns, for some reason, Google Finance function, it doesn't pull up all these tickers. So they are empty, but usually here you see the monthly change and the 3 months change, but I don't have them today. And these two are just me trying to build an alert system, and it worked for like 2 weeks or something, even a bit more. And then the websites I tried to pull the data from has blocked it, so they don't work anymore, and that's why you get this error. But I have all these tickers here, Value Hunter, that I'm paying attention to a bit extra closely, and these have kind of passed like a filter already for me, so I know. Sometimes I forget what's in here, but I try to update myself every day on the movements and stuff like that. So yeah, I have a lot of things I'm looking for. I can search for the tickers that you asked for, because I don't remember. LLAP, no, and no, none of those. But I can pull them up on the stream today, actually, if you want to just have a look at them. And I'm using Y-Sheets for my data provider. So LLAP. So I see they have some warrants. While that is loading, Y-Sheets is also slow today. I don't know what's going on, but we need to wait a little bit. I saw wheat is up, corn is a bit up, palladium. I saw uranium. Remember we were talking about uranium and how that guy on Twitter, he said like he had called the tops, and so far he has been right again. It has been declining a bit, but who knows where this will end, you know. It's been very bullish for a while. So just cool to see. I saw rare earth and lithium are down. There's a lot of things down. Tesla down. Nvidia is down, dragging the whole market with it. I saw some news on Yahoo. Yeah, Bitcoin still going well. I don't own Bitcoin, but how can you? You can't say anything about this chart. It looks good. Looks very good. Overbought though. You see, last time got overbought, it went a little bit sideways and then up again. Who knows where it will go. Yeah, corn a bit up. Corn, I'm checking them due to ALTO. You see, it has been decreasing for quite some time now. And natural gas as well, that's what Justin are talking about, you know. It had this run up and then it turned around. Got a bit bearish again. You see, in total, it's pretty sharp downtrend there. By the way, I get some warnings to everyone watching. I get some warnings on my YouTube thing. So if the stream is a bit bad quality, please let me know and I will try to do what I can to change it. But I think it's my internet connection, which has been a bit poor for the last 2 weeks or so. So just to let me know if there's something in the stream that doesn't fully work, please. I see some more questions. I will try to go through them here. And by the way, I will pull up LUNR as well while I speak. So yeah, Jack, appreciate your advice. As an accountant, I understand the value of building spreadsheets and how being involved in the process of this helps to develop knowledge. Yeah, for sure. And it's not just the one spreadsheet, you know, there's multiple that are connected in a way. So that's why I advise you to actually go through and build the whole thing, because then you know how it's all connected and what to look for and stuff like that. So yeah, cool that you are an accountant, Jack. You can probably help us a little bit then if we say something wrong or if there's something that we are missing. Feel free to just help us understand stuff, and we can all improve, you know. I hope that that's the aim of this. So I hope we can reach that point where everyone can get something from this. Perhaps that would be a good video for you guys to produce a run through of the sheets. Yeah, we actually have done that in the intro video series, but our thinking was that we're not going to spend too much time on it because it's based off of Roaring Kitties. And if you go to his channel, he has like a 3-hour video of how to build them. So we just thought that people will be more interested in him. He's the original one who did this. We are just trying to get somewhat. If I get a little bit close to his level, I would be very happy. So yeah, I advise you to go check out his instead, because it's a bit more high quality, I think. We are fully aware of don't get me wrong though, we have some nice returns so far, but you know, Roaring Kitty, he's a legend, and if I can get a little bit closer to him, I would be happy. But good advice, and we have actually done that in the intro videos, but I think they last for I don't remember. You can watch them. Let me know what you think. Tonya, hi Tonya. Nice to see you, Tonya. Where are you from? I'm curious about where people are from, because Dane is from the States and I'm from Europe, so we are in a bit different parts of the world, and that's also why we have streamings a little bit of in a different times, so people from Europe also can tune in on some of the streams live. You know, it's a bit tricky when it's in the middle of the night. So yeah. Quality good. Okay, thank you, Jack, for letting me know. Yeah, good. All right, I will go into the daily movers. This is the daily movers sheet, and just for anyone, I see some new people here, so I will go through it again. For if you are new here, I have some color coding here in this column. All the black ones means that I pulled them up and I watched them in the past 3 months. Then they turn black, and if they turn white, it means that I pulled them up in the last 3 months and added them to the tracker, or basically means that they are in my tracker, which means they are a bit interesting for me to follow. And it's just a color coding, so I don't pull up the same tickers. Like if I don't remember them, I pull them up again. It's just to try to be more efficient. And I have my sheet sorted as a percentage to 52-week low, because I tend to like to buy when they are close to the 52-week lows. And especially if there's like a double bottom or something like that on the chart. You know, maybe a bad example, but we can pull up one of these who are trading actually at the lows now. You see here a big drop. If it goes up a bit again, and then you get a drop back to here and it's testing again the low, then it gets really interesting for me if I like the fundamentals and like the near-term catalyst and stuff like that. So yeah, always something to watch for, all those things. And I'm trying to improve my technical and analysis skills as well, but I know the basics. I know a little bit what to look for, and you know, to use the chart to understand things. But yeah, it's sorted as a percentage to 52-week low, and there's a lot of things I look at here. These columns are inside a buy, so people in the company buying stocks, and it's just like different times. And you see it's purple when it's a recent one. It's just to catch my eye. And here I have some of the multiples or the metrics to look for, and also color coding throughout the whole sheet. Here I have the performance, how much of a percentage the insiders own in company, and then I have the market cap, also color coding, and I have my sweet spot like from 100 million to 800, I think. But that doesn't mean that I don't deal in other companies with different market caps. But I must say I have a filter of, I think it doesn't pull in companies with below 10 million in market cap, and this is in dollars. US dollars, but I don't think I have a filter on the on the other side, you see here 17 billion is pulled in. That's typically for me in this style for the stream not so interesting. This is way too high for me. So based on that, I'm not gonna pull them up, you know. But like 2-3 billion is okay. 4 billions maybe I would pull them up. Actually I did before the stream, and they are from South Africa, so the numbers are a bit wrong, so I am not interested. But yeah, I look at all these things, and I just if something catches my eyes, I pull them up in the fundamentals. But I went through this just like an hour before I started to stream, so I just want to check if they're in the last hour, if something new came in here. And I still see a lot of banks, and there was a lot of these chemical things today. And I'm skipping the ones I have already done research on. And just because I'm sorting it from a percentage to 52-week low, it doesn't mean that I stop here. I usually go through the entire list just to see. That's the business description. And I also forgot to mention I have filtered out the biotech ones because I found that they flooded this sheet, and I didn't want that, and I'm not interested in them at this stage. So I tried to exclude all the biotechs, but sometimes you see here in the sub-industry, in the industry, when the field is blank, they can be pulled in anyways, like, you know, like this one. Oh, look, the Honest company again. It's Jessica Alba's company. I have looked at them, and she's selling a lot of stock. Here, sold again. She has been selling all the time here. Not for big amounts though. I don't want to check them again. Anyways, they were trading at the, you know, 4% to 52-week high, so they are probably doing well the last period. So yeah, I don't find so much new here. So then I will move into the fundamentals. And this is how my fundamental sheet looks like. Roaring Kitties has a bit of a different style on like visually. But we are looking at the same stuff, and I know he has a little bit more, and Ranger Dane has more than me as well. But I do have some stuff underneath here, some calculations and stuff like that. So I do have those, but not necessarily in this view. But I can jump down and look for margins on the single years, for example, because I use 3-year averages and even 7-year averages. So sometimes it's good to see like the single years, you know. But yeah, we can start with LLAP then from Value Hunt Investing. I know you didn't ask me to pull them up, but you just used them as an example, so I was just interested to see. Aerospace, okay. Looks like a fairly new company. Terra Orbital Corp engaged in manufacture of satellite products. It operates through the satellite solution and Earth observation solution segments. The satellite solution segment designs, builds, and operates satellites. It also includes modern facilities and global ground station network to deliver end-to-end satellite solution, including spacecraft design, development, launch service, and an on-orbit operations for critical missions across a number of applications in a variety of orbits to governmental agencies and commercial businesses. The Earth Observation Solution segment develops constellations of company-owned Earth observation satellites featuring synthetic aperture radar capabilities to provide Earth observation data and mission solutions. Those words were not easy for me to read, but space stuff. I know space stuff, so I can see the growth here, but also the growth increase in share count. So they have had a dilution round already, but a big jump in revenues. Also a big jump in the debt. You see my calculator here shows them as levered, and then what my sheet does automatically is that it issues shares to get this number a bit more conservative. So these numbers will probably not be similar to anyone else because I have some stuff in my sheets that happens automatically that makes sense for me. As in negative book value, they have some cash and they have cash enough to cover the short-term debt, but they have a little bit of a big long-term debt here, and no earnings, so they are in growth mode. And straight off, I'm thinking like you should expect more rounds of dilution here. I'm not sure how quick they use up their cash, but and I'm not sure what they have done here with the cash they got from diluting shareholders. And very little data on the margins and stuff like that. But you can see here on the single years, they have improved on most of them. Not all though. And it trades at $1 right now. And how is the chart? IPO'd here at 10, then down to 1. That's not that's not what you want. But trading sideways, maybe a little bit up here on the RSI as well, a little bit up now. But yeah, I don't know, Value Hunter. This is a bit hard for me to comment on because I have so minimal data. What I tend to do then when I have companies like that is to pull up Seeking Alpha, just to see. I tend to do then when I have companies, see if anyone is writing about them and see if they can, explain me what's going on. See if anyone. I see some sell and hold ratings, but these are from 2023. Not all though, from December 11. There's some comments here. Big pressure on the company have now been I don't know these words. don't blame me. Alleviated. Rivada is back on menu. The concerned investor group have become a friendly investor group, and it sounds like there is plenty of cash runway to get the company to positive cash flows. Things are looking up from here. We saw they had cash, right? But we didn't see a lot of cash generation, but we saw improved margins. So I see earnings bit up. Yeah, 10% short interest, something to pay attention to. So you don't need cash, but you don't build satellite at a profit, nor do you have the ability to dilute anymore. So what am I missing here? Yeah. Or they said they don't need cash or what? We have made it very public that we are not looking to raise money. It's just getting people comfortable that we don't need cash. It's a bit weird to say. The government came to agreement with activist investors that had been pressuring the company since last year. Okay, so there's a story here. Under the accord, the company's board, in consultation with an investor, agreed to identify and appoint an independent director to fill its seat left vacant by the death of a board member. All right. So who are owners here then? Oh, hey Dane. Didn't see any comments. Anyone talking about you? You mean this one? I'm just going through like some of the I guess it's the CEO. He said they don't need cash. They do have some cash though, but not too much from the. Should actually check the actual balance sheet. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, and you see they have been even burning through some cash here. I'm eager to find out who this activist is. LLAP. This has they have sold quite a bit. Bell, that was the CEO, right? And what are they saying? Full picture. $2.6 billion in backlog. Backlog programs in last 12 months revenues as of 30 of September 23. Yeah, we saw the revenue growth, but we also saw the dilution, right? %85 of companies design and produced in-house. They talked about the virtual integrate, yeah, here, vertically integrated. Sorry, I'm just reading through a bit here. It's bringing up some of the stuff that we have seen. And they have this order backlog. So yeah, I guess the story here is sorry, I'm just keep getting some messages about the stream quality. So just anyone who's watching, please let me know if it's bad or not. But I guess the story here is like they need to. If I would add this to the tracker, you would have to pay close attention to new contracts and stuff like that. You know, they talk about this order backlog. Which is that's a lot of potential, right? But they need to actually show that they get it out in the world and make that money. So Lockheed Martin awarded Terran Orbital a contract to build 36 satellite buses to help fulfill a 700 million contract. That's the stuff we're talking about, right? Okay, thanks, Dane. This is interesting. For me, I need more data on it. I think it's a bit small to go off of. They do have improved margins, but something to pay attention to would be, of course, if they get new contracts and stuff like that, and can get that order backlog out into the business and keep growing. But interesting to see. They have a little bit of cash, but they also, and you know, when the CEO says that he doesn't need cash, it's a bit of a, and they just diluted also. I guess you just have to trust him, but it's a bit weird. They also took on some debt, you know, and they are levered. And they don't have the cash right now to manage all this debt. We can check when it's due. April 26. So not too long till, and October 20. Here they have one in 25. Look at the interest rate, a bit high, but not in this environment. That's what you're gonna get, right? So yeah, they have some. There's some questions about this, and when he says that he doesn't need to raise cash, he needs to start to generate it then. But yeah, okay, interesting. See, I'm not gonna add it to the tracker. But I think I will just move on. Let me know, Value Hunter, if you have some knowledge about this company from before. Let me know if there's something that you think it's worth knowing here that can make it a bit more attractive. Next one is LUNR, also a ticker from Value Hunt Investing. And again, he didn't ask me to pull them up. He just used them as an example, but I was curious to, so I pulled them up. So I don't get the data here. Maybe a foreign company. Whoa. 50% today. $300 million market cap. Okay, so what is this? No, they are from Texas. Bit weird I don't get them up then. Maybe they have a different ticker. Operates space products and services in the United States. Its space systems and space infrastructure enable scientific and human exploration and utilization of lunar resources to support sustainable human presence on the moon. The company offers Terra Nova. What is this? I don't know what it is. A lunar rocket fueled drone, lunar surface rover services, fixed lunar surface services, ride share delivery services, lunar access services, lunar orbit delivery services, and lunar data network services, as well as content sales and marketing. It also offers aerospace engineer services to NASA and the aerospace industry. A lot of services. But that's cool. Same here. I don't get so much data. They have also diluted and a revenue jump. They come across as level, but less so than the other one. 40 in excess cash, 26 in short-term debt, and 52 in total debt. So you know, that's why you see they are not as levered here. Negative book value and operating cash flow is positive this year. But they spend a lot on capex, so free cash flow is negative. Earnings $2 though, and they are paying a dividend. So it's trading at 11 right now. Is this the same one? Yeah. 50% today. Let's check what's going on. Oh, so they have a successful mission. This is cool stuff though. If successful, it would be the first US lunar touchdown in more than half a century and the first by privately owned spacecraft. And since this is like space, is Musk involved? I don't know. I don't know this company. You might see some stuff like that I don't know, companies that maybe a lot of people do, but keep in mind I'm not from the States, so it's a bit harder to pay attention to everything. Okay, so a lot of these individual people owning. All right. Well, 50% in a day. Should probably keep an eye on it in this week then. Buy rumor, sell news. It boggles my mind that there's not more media coverage. So that's why I haven't heard of it. It's not in the media. Yeah, Elon Musk company. All right. Cool stuff. And probably worth paying attention to this. You know, when it gets 50% in a day, it's not uncommon that it gets a pullback. But I don't know if it's going to stop at 50 or continue to go up, you know, but at some point you will see a fairly big pullback. So if you're interested to hear, maybe maybe it can be beneficial to wait a bit for that type of a pullback. Look at this though. And this is recent. So 24th January was worth 265. A bit too tricky. Bit too tricky for me. Bit high short interest, and that's also interesting to see when it gets 50% in a day. Will they cover, you know? And then you can get even a higher spike up. I'm moving on to Honest Company. You see, they struggle also to be profitable and with their cash generation. And I'm not sure about their business model anymore. She's probably promoting it through her social media, but is that enough? I know more people are doing it as well, but obviously she's the face of this company. There are listings on inside the bias, but there has been a lot of selling. And if you look at it trades 4% to the 52-week high. See here. October, $1. You will get a nice return if you went in here in October. And it was trading pretty flat for a while here. From March till October. And then you just get... Look at this. Looks very, very bullish right now. Got a bit overbought here. Turn around and then continues. Get overbought again. That's pretty bullish. And then let's see where it goes from here. I'm curious. They must have had some good guidance or something like that then. 7% up today. Updated guidance in November. Jessica with a dollar sign. She probably makes money on this. Been a while since I pulled them up actually. So have they started to turn things around slowly then? The cash generation metrics are, I mean margins are a bit improved. Not on a 3-year average, but if you give them time, maybe you will see it here as well. And you know, if you go back to October, they're trading at book value. Still negative cash flow and earnings. It seems like they have paid off the debt a bit. 8 million in short term, but they have 20 in excess cash right now. A bit of a revenue growth here, but slightly issued more shares as well. It says levered, but it doesn't issue shares in my sheet. And that's because they pay down the debt a bit, you know. Oh yeah, Dane is just saying, hi Tony, welcome to the Laughing Stop. Yeah, nice to see new people here. I love to see new people and just feel free to ask questions and participate in the chat. Let me know also if there's any tickers you want me to go through. I don't have so much ready or planned today. Just need to read a bit more on Is it just on like a guidance? So the people are talking about the products and that they use it and that they are very happy with it. It's like free of perfumes and stuff like that, you know, and for babies. While Honest uses premium ingredients in its products, it does not appear able to charge premium prices. This leaves the company with a structural, uncompetitive cost structure. That's a problem if that's true. He has a sell rating and it's up 150%. You're allowed to be wrong. Unfortunately, even though Honest uses high quality ingredients, consumers doesn't appear to be willing to pay a premium for its products, as Honest products are price competitive with the large brands like Pampers and Huggies. For example, Honest retails a large box of diapers for $60. For size 4 toddlers, an Honest box contains 161 diapers, or a per diaper price of 0.37. This is comparable to Pampers and Huggies, which retails for 35 cents and 40 cents per diaper respectively on Walmart. He's talking about the margins and stuff like that. By the way, ticker.com, great site if you don't want to build the sheets. This is probably a good alternative. But of course lacking of conditional formatting options and stuff like that. I used it for a while before I built the sheet. Anyways, you see this looks bullish, very bullish. But I'm even at, what was it, $1? I would be a bit hesitant because of the lack of cash generation here. But of course, you saw they have diluted a bit and paid down a little bit of the debt. So those signs, not the dilution, but paying down debt is a good sign, of course. But you know, I would be a bit hesitant just because of the lack of operating cash flow here and free cash flow. Nvidia earnings, Dania barely mentioned that they were down and dragged like the market with them, but I didn't go into their earnings. Do you have any comments, Dane, that you want me to go to pull up or something like that, some articles? I think I'm just gonna, you know, this is already high. It doesn't mean that it won't continue, but for me, I'm passing on it even still. So MBUU, another boat company. We have seen some of these boat companies lately. Oh, they are out tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I saw. What's the trigger? Probably not the right one. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, 4% down, 4.5. Look at the market cap. 1.71 trillion. Look at this chart. What are you going to do here? It could fall a bit. Amazing chart though. Imagine getting in 2018. Why didn't anyone tell me? In 2018, I could have bought some Bitcoin and this stuff here. This is about the time I was talking about when I started just doing what other people said on forums and stuff like that. I had no idea what I was doing. That's when I should have been paying attention to some of these stuff. All right, back to this Malibu Boats. It's a holding company which engages in the design, manufacture, marketing of recreational power boats. It offers performance sport boats, stern drive and outboard boats under the Malibu, Axis, Pursuit, Maverick, Cobia, Pathfinder, Hughes and Cobalt brands. The firm operates through the following segments: Malibu saltwater fishing and Cobalt. The Malibu segment is involved in manufacturing, distribution, marketing and sale of Malibu Axis performance sports boats. The saltwater fishing segments include manufacturing, distribution, marketing and sale of Pursuit boats and the Maverick Boat Group boats. The Cobalt segment participates in the manufacturing, distribution, marketing and sale of Cobalt boats. So they are close to the 52-week lows. We can start with the chart on this one. Almost half since the top here. And a little bit, if it breaks down the 52-week low here, where do you think it will land? You know, it has no support maybe until around here, 39, or not that that's a big drop, but you know, it doesn't necessarily stop here either. And then if it breaks through that, I don't know how to use this chart to develop like a new bottom, you know, maybe around here, 32. So that's what I started the stream with. Like, if you get these double bottoms, which you kind of have here though, but it's a bit long time ago since here. I need to see where this lands down here now. But if it starts to go back or flatten out a bit, you kind of have that double bottom a little bit here at least, which means it can have found the support here, and that can help you to take a decision if you should buy or not. 6% short interest, shows up at safe, means they have control of the debt. You see they paid down a lot in the last year, actually 2 million in short term. They have 44 million in cash. They pay a dividend, positive earnings. This is a bit expensive for the $3 it's trading at, but good revenue, a bit down. Share count is also a bit down the last year. Look at the capex is up. They had acquisition here. They have nice equity growth, I think. If you look at book value and even tangible book, but they do trade well above that though. Positive cash generation on all counts. You see on the 7-year average on operating cash flow, they have 5.20, and even on free cash flow, 334 on a 7-year average. That's not bad. Of course, compared to the share price, I would maybe make an argument that this isn't too far off where it should be right now. But at the same time, I can probably see it. You know, they also have the dividend. You know, around $60, maybe. %down almost today. Jack Springer did the part. Oh look, he has an article out today, and then straight after there's some news about the CEO leaving. That could have been a. He has a strong buy and it's down 10%. That can be a bit of a bad timing for him in the for the article. Hard to know that, of course. Yeah, yes, I know it there. CEO Jack Springer's departure from the company was announced just after this article was published. So the article is updated with a section toward the bottom addressing the news. What did they comment on here? Malibu boats have turned into extremely overpriced pieces of cheap plastic. Everything on the new boats breaks easily and they think they're making up for it with all the electronic gadgets. Customers were complete fools for buying. While may have made the company a lot of money, I think whatever brand reputation they may have had is now in the gutter. That's not good if the quality of the boats are not so good, but I wouldn't have any idea. The book value is increasing even in a down cycle. It did increase. Pay down some debt, we saw that. Low debt balance sheet. They showed up as safe, right? There's been a lawsuit that I think it seems like they came out strong from that. The company projects revenue to be down more than 30% on the year and worse than that in the third quarter. CFO Bruce Beckman delivered the bad news on most recent earnings calls. So they've had some poor guidance. And that's it trades 7% towards 52-week low, you know. So all of these things that he points out is probably the reason why it's down there. I'm listing this as he's talking about the CEO departure. I'm listing this as a risk factor because there are a lot of unknowns given that the press release does not call it a retirement. Springer's age is not listed in company's last 10K filing, but he's 62 according to global data. That said, I think investors can safely assume Springer is not being terminated for cause, as I believe they wouldn't let him stay on for 3 more months or quote him in the press release. No. Just speculations to why he left. I think though, even if it trades close to the 52-week low, I want this to be more cheap before I can enter it. You know, it's well above book value, even though book value is growing. The revenue is a bit down. And the margins, they probably the margins are down, and they had some guidance that are poor, and you know also the outlook for the buying power for people around now is maybe not the time to buy these things yet still. So that's probably why they also have this a little bit worsened guidance. But I think I would want this a bit more cheap. They're not going to cut the dividend because they know how to manage the debt. And just for everyone, I tend to like when companies doesn't pay a dividend, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to invest if they do pay dividends. But it's just something that I like that is not there, just because of the style. Yeah, no, I think this is a bit too expensive. Even though you can say that it's cheap, I would want it towards, yeah, maybe around book 30, which you may never get. Seems like a well-run company. The guy was saying the products were a bit bad. I wouldn't know. But it seems like this book growth is pretty good. And look at the down payment on debt. The retained earnings are growing as well. But yeah, I'm moving on. So a bit higher in the market cap, almost 3 billion. Methanex Corporation engaged in the production and supply of methanol. The firm supplies in the international markets such as North America, Asia Pacific, Europe, and South America. It also operates the methanol ocean tanker fleet. The company was founded in March and is based in Vancouver, Canada. Share count is down. So is revenue a bit. Capex is up. They are paying a dividend. A bit same like the other one, right? Not in actual company, but the numbers here. Trades at 42. Pretty solid operating cash flow on a 7-year basis, you know, $7. 4 on a free cash flow. Book is a bit down this year from last year, but in total, far up, you know, from these years. This seems like a stable company, this, but it does trade 9% to the 52-week low, and you see it didn't get so much higher this year than 53. So right now it's like in this area here. Had a spike about actually approximately 1 year ago. Yeah, you can see a little bit of support here at 30. Maybe even before at 40. But if it breaks there, 30 would be the next, I guess. And it seems like it struggles to break above 50. I can see 50. I can see 50, but what are people saying here? 10% down today. Methanex delays production startup at Louisiana methanol plant, so the market didn't like that then. but they just had a beat on the quarter. A nice one too. There's a new G3 Pro. Was that the delayed? There's some foreign risk here too, it seems like. Causing commercial production to be delayed up to the end of Q3. So substantial blow for them. Is this the one they had to delay or what? Yeah, it is. So this thing that he brings up as a positive here is actually been delayed now after his article. So then it fell 10%. But you know, those kinds of things are what creates opportunity. And if you like this kind of companies, this can be a buying opportunity that it fell 10% today. But for me, I would need it cheaper. I would need it towards 30, even low, maybe even lower. So I'm not gonna add it to the tracker. I like the share buyback and all that though. Now moving on to GoPro. So GoPro didn't show up in my daily movers, but I pulled them up from my tracker sheet. And they have broken below their 52-week low now. So I just find it a bit, I've tracked them for a while, and I have wanted them to go down towards $2. And now it's getting close. So what I'm seeing here is like they have control of the depth. They show up as safe. Look at the share buyback, and then they have cash. They've always had some cash here recently. They have almost $1 in excess cash per share. Full control of the depth. Earnings is still, this is what they struggle with to generate cash, like a bit like the honest company, you know, but you have some more data here, and GoPro is also well established, I think, and if they can turn around and improve their margins and stuff like that, which they need to do, this can bounce up a bit, I think. It trades below book now, also below tangible book. And you know, on a 3-year average, you could see this going a bit higher than 226. Of course, on a 7-year average, it looks a bit more ugly, but then you have the book value and the cash. The cash is substantial here, in my opinion. They are in a position where they can, you know, they have already bought back shares. I don't know if they have more of a share repurchase plan there. But they've also managed the debt and paid it off. And I think they're going to come with some new products, so maybe they can improve their sales and stuff like that. So, you know, this is a lot of cash to have. So I think they are in a good position, actually. There's a 6% short interest. And I don't blame them when you look at the chart here. Look, ugly. And it just keeps falling. Like I said, it took out the 52-week low here. And look, just now it's at the pandemic level. And then, of course, it went up all the way to 14. I don't expect them to do anything similar to that. That's not what I'm talking about, because I assume the pandemic, people were shopping online for a lot of these products. So that may not happen again. But still, with all this cash at hand, they have some possibilities here. Oh, Max, I didn't see your question. I wanted to ask you if you can do a bigger or colored mouse button, so it would be easier to follow on small displays, only if you like to. Yeah, definitely something I can look into. Right now, I don't know how to fix that live on the stream, but I can look into that till the next one. Maybe just a highlight around the mouse button or something like that, so it's easier to spot. Thanks for the advice. I will check into that. I will make a note straight away. Thanks, Max. Today I have to watch on... Oh yeah, bad quality. Don't know. This is maybe YouTube server problem. Yeah, I don't know, Max. Why it is like that? But I can understand why. Then it's a bit hard to follow here. But yeah, I will look into that. Thanks for the feedback. We by the way, before we started the stream, we tried to see how it looked, and I had to change a lot of the color coding that I initially had, because it messed up the numbers and stuff like that when you saw it on the stream. So these are things we really try to improve on. So yeah, thanks, Max. I will look into it. I can't promise that I can figure it out, but it's something I will look into. And look, still revenue in 1 billion revenue. Market cap is 339 million. Let's see what they are talking about on Seeking Alpha. Another 5% down today, almost. Some hold and sell ratings. The sentiment is very negative. I'm a bit surprised that the short interest is not higher when everyone is so negative to it. But look at this chart. Terrible. But you would be happy if you bought here last time. And you see it's almost getting to a point where it's oversold now. And once again, okay, it has broken below this bottom. But if this turns around now, I would like calculate this like a double bottom. And then you can get a little bit of gain here, maybe. And the reason I say that is that it would be interesting to see what management are saying about what they plan to use all this cash to. But maybe people are talking about it here. I think Max is saying, I think Roaring Kitty did cats as mouse buttons one. Yeah, he had a big cat, right? Just to highlight where he was pointing. I remember that. Do you have a GoPro? No, but my brother have one, and I've used one when I was in Australia and we were diving on the Great Barrier Reef. We used a GoPro and worked very well. And I haven't seen a lot of GoPro products in the lately, but that's something I would have to dig into here, and something I read about now. GoPro subscription service is the most exciting part of the investment, offering incentives and protection for consumers while promising possible returns for investors. The subscription service currently only accounts for 12% of expected revenues, but could have a significant impact on the business model if it grows. I see GoPro as slightly undervalued with a hold rating and a price target of 4. Valuation at the time reflects the risk of a stagnating business. That's what I figured, like they have stagnated a bit, But let's say they have some new products or something like that. This can turn a bit exciting. So this subscription service. Their subscription service is effectively the best offering for consumers in the short term and better for the company and shareholders in the longer term. The subscription seems to be something added to the cameras and not the requirement to own a GoPro camera, which helps maintain camera sales. More importantly, the company has placed a handful of incentives for new subscribers to sweeten a deal, such as a $100 discount on their next GoPro camera purchase, boosting sales, and an introductory offer of 50% off their subscription. They'll even replace your camera twice a year, which is some great protection for the consumers. This seems pretty good though, and we did see they have serious sales, This allows the company to gain subscribers easily, as investors have been seeing with the most recent Q3 results showing that the company has been growing its subscriber base by 20% year over year. Okay, that's interesting. I think this is a bit interesting. Like I said, it's already in the tracker. That equates to 2.5 million subscribers for 125 million annual revenue should all their subscribers pay for the second year. We will see later on how their subscription service holds up, but so far the subscription seems to offer a lot of subscribers, but how much is it offering for the company? We'll have to see, since their subscription service consists of barely 12% of their expected revenues of 1.04 billion for 2023, which they basically got. Once the service grows to twice the size or take up twice the revenue, we should start to see if the subscription service is making a difference in the business model. So this is interesting to see if this can grow. Vox is another ticker I have in the tracker. Sorry, I have been reading, I didn't see the comments. Value Hunter Investing, my stream is working well at 1080p. Thank you, Value Hunter Investing. Good to hear that the stream is working well if you bump up the quality there. I like the product cameras, but you not often buy one, so I think if they have a subscription, this could do well. Yeah. And honestly, I wasn't aware of this subscription model, and I find this interesting at the first glance. And what really excites me is the cash they have here, and of course the low debt. Plus, you see the share buyback. So management has done something good here, Maxed out is potentially in the action cameras market and has lost some ground to rivals. That's understandable. Now it seems that the company is using acquisition to help boost its growth and complement its offering. Additionally, if we look at the revenues and EPS for the past few years, the company has been stagnant since 2018, which explains why against revenues the company has been trading at a massive discount. All right. GoPro has its own risk and the company does not offer much to shareholders other than safety in its low valuation and lack of depth, while having some potential for growth should its subscription service garner as much success as its legacy cameras. Management stated in Q3 conference call that GoPro would be releasing several new cameras in first half of 2024. Interesting. These cameras are supposedly intended for those that want the durability of a GoPro but have no need for an action camera, features like the Hero line. New quick desktop software starting with Mac OS being released any day now. And he wrote this 6th of February. New premium subscription priced at $99.99 a year also. GoPro purchase of Foresight in Australia with their advanced patented technology should be a great fit for GoPro and their ambitions to expand beyond just action cameras while maintaining their focus on being the best action camera on the market. GoPro has said it will license the technology owned by Foresight, soon GoPro, to other companies making similar hardware, i.e. motorcycle helmets, etc. Fat margins there. The upcoming conference call should be interesting as management will have updates on most, if not all, of these new products and ventures. Max 2 launching very soon. So they're talking a bit also about it's a bit wrong to compare against Vox. And he says like he can understand why. But okay. This is interesting in my opinion. He's commenting again, this guy. Wow, interesting call from Webush analysts that were not on the conference call. Webush had no representation at all on conference call, yet two of them, Michael and Alicia, come up with a price target of $2 a share. GoPro ended 2023 with 247 million in cash. That's what we saw also, right? And mine is net excess cash. I've taken some out to just run the business, you know. That's why he has a bit higher number here. After a share buyback totaling 9% of shares and paying off 50 million debt due in 2025, based on Webush price target of 2, buying the stock at 2 would give you GoPro the business and brand for 55 million and a bank account with $247 million. Seriously. Q1 guidance was bad monetarily, but the pain will result in discounts, clearing inventory to make room for 4 new SKUs in 2024. He's talking about some of the same that he did in the last article comment. Really hope Dan Ives is not working with these two analysts as I like his calls and work as at Webush. These analysts need to really do some due diligence before making such an ignorant call. GoPro is finally adding hardware, expanding retail presence and perfecting their subscription service. I'm a buyer at this level, buy low, sell high, blah blah blah. Margins have fallen after majority of sales coming from GoPro.com over the past few years, and now retail sell-through is 2/3 of sales, which results in profit sharing with retailers. 3 million plus cameras sold in 2023. New products should make for a nice increase in unit. Yeah, maybe. Like I've said before now, this is already in tracker, so I am keeping an eye on it already, but I must say that this looks a bit interesting to me. just because right now it's trading so low, and then you see the share buyback, you have some near-term catalyst, you have a story here, they're trading below book, and historically they have generated operating and free cash flow. You know, they have recently paid down debt. On a 3-year average, they have positive earnings, and not too shabby now compared to the share price. So I'm not. This is one I will keep an eye on much more closely now that it is trading so low. Look at this. It's just in the pandemic it was as low as it is now. Has there been any, like, if there's a massive inside buy here, that would be great to see right now. All you see is selling. Even recently, right? Yeah, just now. But people can sell. But a good insider buy right now, that would be something, right? Who owns this? Green light. Number 26. And they first bought in 2021. They are substantially down on that one, if these numbers are correct. Max is asking, when would you buy a position in GoPro? I'm not sure if I ever gonna buy a position in GoPro, but if this goes below $2, if my situation were a bit different financially, I could take a small position right now in this. Just to watch it a bit more closely, just a small position. And it's because the share buybacks, it's because the low debt, it's because it trades below book value and that it has cash, and that some of the margins are improved, and you have some near-term catalysts here with new products and stuff like that. So it will be a little bit of a gamble that they will get more market share again and improve their margins on the new products. But that's why I would maybe even at these levels take a small position just to follow them, and then I would pay attention to stuff like insider buys, new news, updates on the product development. You know, there's a quarterly report soon, stuff like that. But yeah, interesting to me at least, even at these levels. Saying all that though, this is not a buy recommendation. I'm not gonna buy, but I'm saying that if I had a little bit of more money and I could risk a little bit more than I can now, I could see myself jumping in a little bit here. But interesting also, not exactly here, because it just broke down the 52-week low, so I would have to wait to see where it goes purely on the chart right now. But you know, if it starts to turn around a bit, I will count this almost like a double bottom, and then I would be more comfortable to buy. But this can drop even more now, so I wouldn't buy exactly now. But at these levels, it's already a bit interesting to me, Max. If that answered your question. Not a buy recommendation. Do your own research. And I've never owned GoPro. I would need to read more about the products, the new products and stuff like that, and how they can improve the margins, because that's essentially what I would bet on, you know. All right, interesting. It's already in the tracker, so I'm not gonna add it or anything like that. GENK is a thing from Barry's filing. Yeah, no worries, Max. GENK is from Barry's filing, and Dana and I was talking a little bit about it yesterday, because we went through some of the file from Barry's filing on Saturday, but we didn't go through GENK. GENK, this is a restaurant. GEN or GEN Restaurant Group, engaged in the operation of casual dining restaurants. The company was founded by Ya Chang and David Kim in September, and it's based in California. It's Korean food, I think, and it's like one of those where you go and they cook the meal for you straight in front of you. And it's like a buffet thing, so you can eat as much as you want, I think. And you know, I've said on a couple of the other companies that when you have this little data, it's a bit tricky to say anything, and it is for me here as well. But the fact that Barry is involved makes it a bit more interesting to look a little bit deeper into this, you know. And they do have cash. They are levered, but look at this cash generation. They trade at $8, and operating cash flow this year was $558, a free cash flow $273. That's not bad at all. So then the question would be, of course, will it continue to grow? And if you read a little bit about this restaurant, the outlook looks pretty good actually for growth. So yeah. I was thinking just to go through a little bit on Seeking Alpha on here, and maybe people who are watching, you can continue to check this out. They had a miss in November. The restaurant chain appeals to younger generations with its vibrant atmosphere and unlimited order concept. GEN has shown strength in revenue growth, low debt and profitability, but also weaknesses in operating expense and margins. So this is where I would need a little bit more data. For me, the margin seems to be up overall, you know. It's an investment with a high potential for returns thanks to its potential to expand to over 250 restaurants, as per co-CEO David Kim's beliefs. So that's also like a growth, promising growth, you know, that they have a lot of 250 restaurants to grow into. I think they are currently at 60 something. And since the IPO has dropped substantially, look at this, look at this chart. Zoom. But then up again a little bit. GEN is a restaurant chain that offers Korean food. The restaurant concept looks to make restaurants with a much younger ambience with louder Korean pop music playing in the background, a more high-end and modern aesthetic compared to other restaurant chains, and at the center of it all, allowing the customers to order food raw and cook it however they want. There are a few cooks in Gen, which allows the company to save on those types of employees. Its restaurant concept engages in a buffet model as it allows for unlimited orders after paying the base price. These two qualities allow the restaurant to offer food that's ready to serve as fast as possible, which can be an advantage in itself as long as it can turn a profit. This depends on customer not eating as much. While customer loyalty will later be proven with more quarters worth of results, they have a strong reputation with their customers as the restaurants are frequently rated 4 stars or higher in Google user reviews. While these do have the risk of being bot and AI generated, I will take that as a positive if accompanied by solid results later on. And you see some steady growth here. $34 restaurants, so they can grow to 250 or whatever it was. So that's a lot, you know. Which is over 7 times the amount of restaurants available in present. Should the company execute its expansion well, it is possible to see significant revenue increases, and profitability will be along if the above mentioned margins weaknesses cool down. Being the largest restaurant chain offering Korean barbecue also opens the possibility of gaining viral success if its concept resonates more strongly with consumers, or a change in consumer behavior thanks to external factors such as organic influence marketing, which are defined as blah blah blah. And this company that recently went public. Yeah, so he has a hold rating, but decent article to explain the company. It's up 20% since then. You know, Barry's involved. This is impressive numbers right here. And look at the dividend. $6.85 in dividend, $10 last year. I don't know if this is legit. That's something you would have to check out. And earnings $2, $3 here. And keep in mind this trades at $8.42 right now. So impressive numbers. And then of course the story is if they can keep this up with revenue growth, better margins, expansions to new restaurants. So I can see why Barry's interested here, you know. I will add these to the tracker. Let me just can't remember if I did add them yesterday. No. Oh, because Dane and I just barely spoke about them yesterday, so I did a little bit of research on them yesterday, but I think a good entry. It's a bit hard to say on this chart, but okay, like let's say 750 then, just to have something that caught your eye if it bounced down. Solid fundamentals the last year. Talks about expanding into 250 restaurants with time. Currently at 34 restaurants. Was that the correct number? Just rounds. They have control of the debt. What else did we see? They have a little bit of cash. they've grown their revenues and are working to further improve their margins. Solid operating cash flow and free cash flow generation. Very involved. Pay attention to a pullback or new news about expansion. I'm just gonna add it to the tracker to pay attention to those things. Told you the sheets are a bit slow today. Max is asking, can you look at Harmle Maschinenfabrik from Germany? It's not deep value, but also trading at its slow. Do you have a ticker for that, Max? Just checking here. Harmle Maschinenfabrik. Is it this one? Just gonna. Sometimes I need to stay in the sheet for the script to work, so I'm just gonna stay here before I try to find them in Y sheets. There. Oh no. It did add itself twice. And with no comments. Oh my god. I will fix that later. I'm not gonna bother to do that. It's in the tracker. I will fix it later. I will delete one of them and add the comments back. I'm not gonna bore you guys with that now. I'm planning to finish the stream soon actually. It's a bit later now, it's midnight. But I can pull up this, what was it? MBH3? Maybe Wise Sheets have them. Sometimes they go as another ticker. Harmle. Oh, it doesn't look like them. They have them max. So then I'm sorry I can't pull them up. Sorry about that. I know they have German companies in Y sheets, but even USA companies sometimes they don't have all the tickers, so then you need to ask them on Discord if they can add them, and usually it goes pretty quickly, but can't do that right now, Max. So I'm sorry. Oh yeah. I can look them up in other places, but I won't have the fundamentals. What was the name again? Itemle. No, I don't think they find them, Max. Bat hole. No, sorry, Max. Can't find them. But let me know on the next stream if you have looked into them, if you found something. Are you from Germany, Max? Yeah, it's just like I can't find much about them. Yeah, I see. I can ask on Discord. I will make a note and I can ask the guy from Y-Sheets about if he can add them or if it's possible to find them. I will use the whole name. I will ask him, Max. Maybe we can do it on the next one. Yeah, I'm from Germany. Nice country. All right, I think I will end it here today. I didn't expect it to last for 2 hours today, actually, because I didn't find so much. But thank you to everyone who was tuned in and participated for our conversation in the chat. Really appreciate it. That's the purpose of the stream. So I love it when we get a chat going. And then Ranger Dane will be on Thursday, 7:30 p.m. EST. So we have switched the days this week, and then we will be together on Saturday. Just one thing before we go. I said I will show you the site for the education thing with BNED. And for anyone who's watching, this is the website. The link is here. I don't know if you can see it. But you can search on Google. You will find it. Just search for what stuff you see here. And then you scroll down to February 5 to 8. And then you press this transcript recording, and as you can see, it just says coming soon so far. So we are waiting a little bit on that, you know. But meanwhile, as you're waiting, you can check some of these PDFs. Actually, I see they have... Seems to me like they have just added some here. I think they have added this session now. So that's maybe something Dane can go through on his stream on Thursday. Because I checked earlier today and I think this was not there then. I can't remember wrong, but I think that's how it was. Because I thought it ended here. This is during session 2 and this is following session 2. I might be wrong. I will ask Dane if he has seen them, and he can go through them on Thursday if he hasn't, and then we can go through everything together on Saturday. But yeah, nice to have you here, everyone. Dane is on Thursday, and I will see you again on Saturday together with him then. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And we see you on Thursday and Saturday then. Enjoy your week, and hopefully we will have some updates on BNED and ALTO and everything we are involved in soon. All right, bye bye.